Hi friends, welcome back to What is Olga Cooking? Olga is cooking. Today we are gonna make one of my favorite bakes. It is biscotti. And what I love about biscotti, it's a great crispy little cookie. You can have it with a coffee, just have it anytime. So great. And what's additionally great about biscotti is it's a really flexible and versatile recipe. So once you have the base of a biscotti, you can add any fixings, any ingredients in there to create the flavor that you want. So it's kind of like one recipe that turns into a million after you sort of put your own little spin on it. So the recipe I'm gonna make today is my favorite out of all the combinations of biscotti because it like hits all of my top flavors. So this is a fig, almond, and amaretto biscotti. I love figs. They're so sweet and juicy. This is with dried figs. Almonds add a touch of crunch to anything you have. And amaretto in this recipe just gives it like an added flavor boost. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just tell you what I've got in the base, and then we're gonna come back once I've mixed the dough, and we're just gonna talk through sort of the logs and what we do with that. So to prep, oven is preheating at 325. We have taken 2 eggs out that are getting to room temperature right here. I have 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt here. Side. In my bowl already, I have measured 1 cup of sugar, and I have 3/4 of a cup, wrong, sorry guys, 1/3 of a cup of softened, unsalted butter. So, the start of all great things in the kitchen, 1 cup of sugar and butter, mix, mix, mix. Then we are gonna add our eggs, mix, mix, mix. You can do this with a stand mixer or a hand mixer. I wouldn't recommend doing this by hand. You just want things really creamy. Then we're gonna add our flour, baking powder, and salt concoction, just until it's blended. Then, of course, you don't go far without vanilla in baking, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of delicious amaretto mix. Then we can turn our mixer off. And then we're gonna go 1 cup of dried figs, chopped up. These are the figs you're looking for. So they need to be really dry. You're gonna cut the stem off, and then you're gonna cut, you can use scissors or a knife, the figs into small bite-sized pieces. And then 1 cup of almonds, also chopped. Of course, we are going to toast our almonds before because it adds an earthy flavor, just levels up the flavor profile. Whenever you see nuts in a recipe, always toast them before. It's just a nice added flavor boost. So with the almonds, I toast them whole about 8 minutes at 350. Keep an eye on them because if you burn almonds, if you burn nuts, they go in the garbage. You cannot use them. So 8 minutes. You'll see when they're done. You don't want them black. They're just a little roasty golden color. Yeah. Roasting also gives them a more crunchy texture. So it's a trick, right? So 1 cup of each. I've already done them. And then a little extra on this recipe at the end is before we put the biscotti in the oven, we're gonna coat our logs with icing sugar, which gives them like this really, I don't know, like celebratory, like finish at the end. It's like so great. So again, this is what I'm doing in my biscotti. You can add any type of nut. You can add lemon zest, orange zest, cherries, chocolate chips, of course. Pistachios and cranberries are a great add-in at Christmas, and then you kind of dip them in some white chocolate for some excitement. But biscotti is such a versatile recipe, and if you don't feel like adding any of this stuff, you can take your nuts, any kind of nuts, grind them a little more than this. So I've chopped these with a knife, right? Just, and add some spice, add some cinnamon, some little bit of nutmeg, cardamom maybe, and it's also makes a very simple biscotti, which doesn't have the fixings in it, but still a very delicious cookie biscuit to have around the house. Biscotti is also great because it keeps for a long time. So it's a kind of a cookie that you can have around the house when you have impromptu guests or whatever. So, okay, we will be back in a minute once all this is mixed, and it's gonna be great. See you in a minute.